What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. It's Dan with Motor Talk with the Motor Misfits. As always, I'm joined with Mr. Craig. How are you today, Craig?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Always a great day when we get to hang out and talk and do the podcast stuff and just see how it's going. See what's going on with everybody.
Absolutely. It's always good to check in at least once a week and see how the week's gone. And a lot of things will come up in your feed, whether I'm a big social media guy.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'll go down the rabbit hole of, funny dog videos to
And you spend four hours
mods for
four hours watching funny dogs.
exactly. And it's usually the same dog videos, but with like different voices and they're doing things.
Yeah.
Or I'll go down the rabbit hole of like start looking at motorcycles. Then it just gets me more depressed because of this cold weather. But there's been some awesome accessories that have been coming out for motorcycles and cars. There's something that I've been looking at that I think I'm going to get for uh, the car that I think is beneficial for everybody. It's like something that you'll never use, but you'll be grateful you have it when you need it.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's like one of those things. We can do that. What have you been lately watching on your socials? I know you do reels on Facebook. I'm a
Oh
big
yeah.
TikToker,
Yeah. I get
and I know
I
you
get
do YouTube Shorts as well.
yeah, I get pulled in the rabbit hole of Facebook Reels. I like to call them articles, so then I can say, "Hey, I'm reading an article," and really I'm watching a reel on Facebook. So I get my daily reading in that
Right.
way.
Okay.
But I've been big on the Great Danes. We've got Great Danes here, so I'm big on those, and I watch all of those. And the one that I
When
I
really, there's
love.
only one social media Great Dane,
Okay, so who is it? Who's the
and
one?
that's Rocco.
Oh
That's
yeah, Rocco.
Rocco.
Rocco goes to jail all the time. He gets locked up. He's got friends that are big dogs that are really horses. He's got chicken nuggets. He's got just all this stuff, and he's awesome. And I watch him all the time.
It's always one of those videos that it will pop up once every scroll.
Yeah.
I just watched his latest video, and I was cracking up laughing, and the way that he like wants to play with his mom all the time.
Yeah.
There was one that she cleaned out the chicken nugget coop,
Yeah.
and he decided to spread all of the bedding all over the yard, and that's why he was in jail. But if you guys haven't watched those videos or seen him, it's Rocco the Great Dane. He is a Harley Quinn
Yeah. Yep.
Great Dane, which I know you have a blanketed Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Yeah. We've
So
got the whole herd.
but the funny thing is because I've never been around Great Danes before I started hanging out with you, and the way that Rocco acts is the same way that each one of yours acts
Yeah.
in a different
Yep.
way.
Yep.
But I still say these 150-pound dogs that you have, I've never seen them. I don't want to say cower is the word, but like getting like scared of a 110-pound woman is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yep.
Because when your wife gets upset at them, it's like, oh my god, like King Kong's coming after him or
Yep.
something.
And it's funny, they all go and hide in their beds, which are literally in the bedroom. So it's like they're not getting away anywhere. They're going right to where she knows they're going to be. So, but
Absolutely,
yeah, Rocco's
absolutely.
my Facebook reel dog. So,
I love watching him. He's a good thing. Another thing that I actually was checking up that I keep seeing over and over, and again, Motor Misfits is not just motorcycles; it's automobiles, anything automotive, anything with the motor, ATVs, etc. But I've been really looking into these driving cameras. where they go in the front, right underneath your rear view mirror, and it records everything. And even when you're out of the car, if you have it set to a setting, and I don't know if it has a gyro inside, but if there's movement, it starts recording everything, and then it
Yeah.
sends you alert to your phone and whatnot. There's many different levels, as far as price wise is concerned, but and that's what I was saying. It's something that I really don't need, and you really don't need it.
Until you do.
But
You
the
don't need it
minute
until
that
you
you
do.
do, like an accident
Yeah. Yep.
or something along those lines, we've seen all these viral videos that come up where it's like a car comes blowing through a red light and gets slammed by a semi, and you're like, how did you have your phone on right at that specific time?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
That's one of
but
those that is
those are
is it's super handy if you've got one, and you never know that you need it until you do. And if you don't have one, it's too late. You can't get it later. It's one of those that when you need it, you need it.
exactly, and that was one of those things that I've been falling down the rabbit hole. Like every third or fourth video is talking about this
Yeah.
camera, and then the one that I was looking at was it was a lady in a big SUV merging onto the highway, and it reminded me of the I-65 465 merge there.
Yeah.
You know how it kind of comes in left, right, all over the place. Someone pulls right in front of her, slams on the brakes, she rear ends them. Every four people get out of the car and like, oh, my neck, and then they look and see that she has a camera rolling,
Yeah. And then all of a
and then all
sudden
of a
their neck
sudden
doesn't hurt.
they change.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yep.
exactly. And I'm like, okay, well, that's plausible because there are shady people out there that do that kind of stuff,
Oh yeah.
and everybody's looking to make a quick buck. And right now we're in such a sue happy society, which I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but I'm just saying
That's another
that's one of
podcast in itself, right
those.
there.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Um, but enough about like car stuff. Is there something that you have like been eyeing that you're like, man, I really want it, but I don't know if I'll use it.
Yeah, yeah. So here's a funny one. I splurged for my wife and gave her Valentine's Day gift early, and I got her heated pants. And you're thinking heated pants? What in the world? So literally, they are
Like hot
12,
pants, like
12.
'90s hot pants.
Yeah, no, not quite. They're more like MC Hammer pants, but they're
Oh, can't touch
yeah.
this.
So literally, you plug them into your bike. They hook straight into your battery. They're 12-volt, and they've got three
And
settings on
it's the
them.
plug that we talked about a couple episodes ago about,
Yeah.
right? That the one that you can charge from.
Yep. Yep. So you plug
Oh,
straight into
perfect.
your bike. So she's got 12-volt power the whole time that she's on the bike, and it has different settings. So it can go high, medium, low is what I'm going to call it. There's three settings, but then it's got places down at the bottom to plug heated socks into. So I got her that, and I
Ooh.
got to thinking, for myself, what's something that I don't have that I think I would like? Well, number one, heated grips, because I'm one who doesn't wear gloves. I can't stand it. It like drives me nuts. So I don't wear gloves. And when you're riding, your hands get cold. And it's something that's so
Mhm.
simple, so easy, so basic. And I don't have it. I could put them on my bike super easy, but I I haven't. And that's one that people really kind of overlook. They're like, oh, I don't need that. I don't need that. I wouldn't use it. Yeah, I would.
Well, and those come more standard on your limiteds because like
Yeah,
that came the two bikes that I had. So the '03 had them on it when I had it, but I took it off and it was an instant regret because I have the Arlen Ness
yeah.
slash cuts on there now. Um, and then on the 2014, I have the heated grips, but it is nice that it just you turn it to two,
Just
three,
yeah, just a little bit.
and it takes the chill out of the air. It
Yep.
just takes it out. Or on a 90-degree day when someone wants to come by and turn it to 12 and you don't realize it, and I wear leather gloves, and I'm like, why is this getting so hot? And then I look down and I'm like, oh, and then nine times out of ten it's you that turned it
Craig's
up to
been by.
12.
Yeah, you know why I do that? Because I don't have them. You go to mine
Oh,
and you go to turn it
I
on. Guess what?
gotcha.
They're not there. So
And those
that's
are easy to add. That's
yeah,
not
yeah,
a it's not a crazy thing. and
No.
especially with a lot of these pre-wired bars that
Yeah, you're
are coming out,
it's a
it's
couple hundred
plug and play. The
bucks.
only difficult
A couple hundred
is
bucks and
getting
an
the old
hour.
ones off,
Yeah, and an
and
hour of
yeah,
installation, and you can have them. So that's
yeah.
one. The second one is something that you've got that I don't, and it's one of those that I don't know that it's just like your backup camera, your heads up camera. You
Yeah.
know, I don't need it, but when you do, you really know you do. Is a tour pack. I don't have a
Hmm.
tour pack on my bike. It's extra storage. I don't really need it, but when I do need it, man, I would love to have one.
I could. That's one thing that I could see that you could have.
Yeah.
Um, it would.
Hey, someone's at your door.
Yeah, I don't know who it
But
is,
it's
but I'm not
it's one of
going
those
to
that
it.
I don't know that I really would use it a whole lot. I mean, when we're traveling and stuff, for sure I could have it and I could use it and I would benefit from it. But do I need it every day? No. I don't need it every
Right.
day. But it's one of those that I for sure would use when I was out and traveling and stuff. I would need it.
I could see you having one, and especially maybe not a full tour pack like the King
Yeah.
tour pack that comes on like the Ultra Limiteds, but like a Razor or something. But
Oh yeah.
even with the Razor, it's so tiny, you're not going to be able to put anything in. Where,
Oh, you'd be
I could
surprised what I
put,
could pack in a Razor tour pack. I could probably fit 5 or 6
yeah, but
days
I
of
mean,
clothes in there.
well, I'm sure you could. But what I'm saying is being able to take your go bag that you have,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and be able to throw it in there and not worry about weighing down the saddlebags or whatever. And
Right.
with the quick connect, because you already have,
Oh yeah. It's already there.
and a lot of them already have, the uh with the setup, it's literally just click right in. You don't need
Yeah.
speakers on it or
No.
any of
Nope.
that stuff. It's more of when you go on your long or 4 or 5 day trips that you're not bringing like you're not trailering down or whatnot.
Yeah.
It's definitely nice to have because a lot of times you're coming back with more stuff than when you left
Yeah,
because
for
you found a
sure.
shirt you liked, or you had, hey, I bought a case of soda and you only drink half, so you're bringing the 6 cans back with you and
Yep.
you're
Yep.
trying to do that. But the tour pack is definitely a good, I would say, an investment because you can get those for pretty cheap.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's just a matter of finding one that you can get wrapped in a color
Yeah. Wrap it or
of whatever
paint
your
it or
bike is.
whatever. And then one that I actually
Yeah.
have that I didn't realize I needed until literally last week. So there was a break in the weather and the weather was nice. So I was out on my bike and I get a call from my wife. She's like, "Hey, my friend's broke down in town. She's got a flat tire." I was like, "Okay." I was already on my bike. So I roll up to her and she's got a spare in her car. So get the car jacked up, go to pull the spare out, get the tire off, pull the spare out, and the spare has no air in it. So I
Flat.
have a pump, a tire pump, that is also a battery jumper box that I carry in my bike, and it's I don't know, a little about the size of a brick.
Right.
And I used it, and I pumped up her tire, and got the tire on, and she was able to drive home. And without that, she would have been stuck right where she was, even with the new tire on, because it didn't have any air in it. So that's one of those, it's not really an accessory. It's something extra, I guess, that keep on your bike, keep in your bike. But I literally have had it, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks, and I've already
Right.
it was in my bike. Like I was able to
Right.
literally just pull it out and use it. And they're not
The other thing you
expensive.
should add to that, I don't mean to jump on that, but
No, go for it.
within your toolkit, pick up a tire patch kit.
Oh, gotcha, dude. Already did it. Already did it.
Okay,
It's
I
in
was
there.
going to say because you got the
Yeah.
compressor.
Yep.
If you pick up a nail or a screw, especially around here in our area, we got construction all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, you pick up that screw and it's going to be 5, 6 o'clock on a Saturday evening. Everything's closed on Sundays,
And people
and you
and people don't realize that you can't go to like Big O tires with a motorcycle. They don't carry bike tires.
they
You
won't
know,
touch them. Too much liability.
yeah. So you've got to find a independent motorcycle dealer or a Harley or somewhere that has the tires. So yeah, I did exactly what you said. I've got a patch tire kit that I carry with me in my tool kit, which you can check out the videos on our YouTube page for that. for the toolkit that I carry with me that has, you're not going to rebuild your engine, but you're going to be able to get 10, 15 miles down the road to the next gas station or whatever that you need. Um, and you can check that video out because we released that one, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that one's a good video actually. So,
So what's
one of the things, so for my bike, there's a couple things actually. So, I have a GoPro, and I've talked to you about this many, many times. I think mine's a 9 or a 10 or whatever it is. I mean, it
hmm
does what it needs to do, but the problem is like I don't use it.
yeah,
My problem is I'll get the video, yeah, great, and then I'm like, I don't have the proper software to do the editing because the GoPro takes some great footage,
oh yeah,
and being that I'm on a MacBook, but it's an older MacBook, so it's slow. The software that they give you from GoPro is all right, but I want to try using like iMovie or some other editing processes, but I can just as easy, take the same kind of quality footage off of this. So then it becomes,
yeah,
which one do I use? Which one do I don't? I really want to get an Insta 360. I think that that's probably one of the kind of the coolest technology cameras that's out now.
yeah, for sure.
Um, Especially where we have our play, you and I have our camera in the placed in the same area, which I still think that it would be cool. And on top of that, with giving it a 360, you can kind of see the facial expressions because we've been in some places that we're like, oh my God, this is
Yeah,
awesome. Or, or something. Oh, did you see that car that flew by us or whatever? And of course, we're like trying to, move the camera and do all
yeah,
that stuff. So that's one. Um, the other thing that I thought about, and this is just because I want to try keeping up with you guys, is I want to get a tuner. I think a tuner would be cool on my bike, but after we had one of our guys put one on and then start playing around with it, and then all of a sudden motor problems and stuff like that, it's like, do I really want to putz around with
yeah.
a 55,000 mile motorcycle? I have no clue what's done to it, and then I'm just gonna play around. And me not knowing my bike very well, as far as internally, what's the point? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
I'm eventually gonna catch up to you, and I have your location. I
Yeah.
know
You
where
know
you're
where I
gonna
am.
be. So like, it's like, if you're running, I know you're either going to the state line or you're heading home, one of the two. So I'll
Right.
just meet you there.
There we go.
Um, those are the two things that I think are probably the most that I got on my wish list or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, the one thing that I'm glad that I have already that I think is great, and you did a video on this actually. It's the intercom system for our helmets.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that. I had the old ones that wrapped around my ears, but those were so terrible. It was so choppy. It was like
Yeah.
where the new ones, because we wear the full face when we have those, we're able to have a legit conversation. I mean, you and I had a
Well,
30-minute conversation going
remember when I
80.
first installed mine? I was riding in the rain with my helmet on,
Yeah.
talking to you on
Hmm.
the intercom system, going up the interstate doing 80, 85, talking to you, and you're like, "Hey, where are you?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm out riding in the rain."
Right, and it sounded like you were just sitting in the
Yeah.
car, just driving, just like the
Yep.
conversation right here. You didn't hear any noise, and you may have had your radio on, you may have not had your radio
I
on.
was I was on the
Um,
Fat Bob. There was no windshield, no nothing.
oh, that's right, that's
Yeah.
right, yeah. So,
So
um, but yeah, I think that and that model, the one that we got, which one was that
yeah,
again?
so we've got the SMH fives, and they are. I'm not knocking anything. They are dirt cheap. They're like 80, 90 bucks. I mean, they're cheap, but they work so well. I mean, you can make calls from them. You can listen to the radio. You can intercom with people. They are just the basic bottom line, and they work really, really well. And I've looked at upgrading them, and I can't justify spending $300 on an intercom what I have
And I
works
know
for
we
what I
talked
need.
about that. The amount of time that we wear our helmets is very low, which
Yeah.
it's, if you wear a helmet, great. I'm not knocking it at
Right.
all. And I've even talked about starting to wear this next season, wear my helmet all the time. But I've got a stupid bad habit that when I have a full face on, I can't do it. And I'm not one of those. I'm either wearing a full face or I'm wearing my backwards, my
Yeah.
my dope boy hat. I'm not going to be one that says, "Oh, I'm going to wear three quarters and I look like a freaking aviation pilot."
Yeah.
Um, but I know that we've looked at other ones, like you said, that were 300-400 bucks. The only downfall that I will say about this one, the pairing took a little bit of time for us to figure it out, who's one, who's two, and
Yeah.
all that other stuff. And there's no party talk. It's one on one, one on one, one on one. It's not a group. That's the only
Right.
downfall about that one. But it's great if it's you and your partner on the back of the bike,
Right.
or you and another rider. It works out great. So if you haven't looked into any intercom systems, check out that one. 80-90 bucks. We got it off of Amazon. Got it in 2 days.
We literally got it and
And it
installed it while we were in the hotel room of a ride.
that
So
night. Yeah, that
yeah.
night when we got there the first night. So, but yeah, that's definitely something that uh, is I think is something you should have, especially in the states that we're riding that require a helmet.
Yeah.
Indiana's not one, Illinois is not one, so which we're blessed for that. But if you're looking for something that have an intercom that the quality's good, it's not choppy, it's a good bang for your buck.
Oh yeah, for sure. For
But you
sure.
can check out that video. Actually, Craig did a tutorial how to install it on a brand new helmet that he just got
Yeah.
his wife,
Yeah. So
which is very good. You can
Jay's
check on it down there.
Jay's got the hookup in the past couple of months. I mean, she got a brand new helmet, heated pants. So she's set. She's ready for riding season to come.
Oh well, we'll see how it goes. Next thing you know, you're gonna have the heated jacket, the heated gloves, and you're gonna be like,
She
"Yeah, I'm going up to Alaska."
she already does. She has a heated jacket and heated gloves. That's why she got the pants.
Now, are all these like so? If I plug in my pants, is there a plug that plugs into the jacket that plugs into
Yes.
the gloves, so it's
Yep.
all integrated?
Yep.
Oh,
And
that's
then
cool.
her pants that she has two settings, one for the socks or one for whatever you plug into the bottom part of it, and one for the pants themselves. And then the jacket is the same way. It's got one for the jacket itself and the gloves.
Oh, that's cool. That's
So
very, very cool.
yeah, four
But you have to have
independent.
some sort of plug. It's not bad. It's not battery. Like Milwaukee makes one
Yeah,
that you can put a 12 volt in
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
wear it that way. But then you have like a
yeah.
big
Now
bulky
her
battery
her
right on your chest.
gloves that she got are battery gloves. So they don't plug in, but everything else is hardwired into the bike. So there is no charging, there is no nothing. She can walk out, plug in, and it's warm, right then.
Shh. But I already see it happening. Make sure you remind her before she gets off the bike to unplug herself
That's
because I see her walking and falling flat on her face.
so that's the
Knowing
one.
Jay, she'll do it.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I told her. I said that's what everybody says about this is make sure that you unplug when you get off the bike.
I could see first time she uses it, she falls down
Oh no, not the
and we'll
first
be
time.
like,
We've already been
why
out.
didn't we?
We already took it out.
Oh, okay,
It
okay.
was it
I
was
was gonna say,
41. It was
make
41
sure I have
degrees,
my camera.
and her rule is if it's below 60, she's not riding. 41 degrees, I had her out on the bike.
And did she enjoy it?
Yeah, she said it was great. She didn't
I
have
mean,
anything over.
to the best you
Yeah.
could.
No, she said she didn't have anything over her face, and her face got a little cold, but her hands were fine, her body was fine, her pants were fine, so she was warm.
Perfect.
So
And
actually,
maybe we'll bring
that was the
Jay
live
on.
video that I did.
Oh, okay, the one where you went to buy Walmart.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay. Maybe one time we'll have her come on and you'll understand. Jay's like 110, has no body fat whatsoever. So
yeah,
she
freezes
gets
all
cold
the
very
time.
easily
It's 90
all the
degrees and
time. So
she's cold.
she's wearing a hoodie and with a zip up jacket. And I've seen her where she's got the Eskimo face where you can only see this
Yeah.
much. So,
And
and
all of
she's
us
using
are
you
in
as a,
in
a
in
windshield,
vests. All of us are in vests with no shirts on underneath because we're burning up.
burning up hotter than you know what.
Yeah. So
But yeah, no, that's definitely something that if you have these cool products, that come up. Send us. You could send them on our video if you want us to do,
Yeah.
or I'm sorry, send them to our Facebook or YouTube. If there's something you say, hey, you should check out this. We're more than welcome to do some R&D. Check to do some walkthrough videos on them. If there's something that you think that we should try, you're more, our Facebook, we have a messaging. You can message right on there. You can comment below on this video. But yeah, that's definitely something. So
Yeah, well, I think that's a good place to stop this one. With the
absolutely.
accessories that we have and that we think we need or that we want, or ones that even that we have and we're like, oh, I'm never going to use that, and then you do. That's you don't, like we said to
Right.
start. You don't know you need it until you do.
Oh, for sure. So, Craig, let's end it how we usually end it. Give something for the viewers, something positive, something that they should try doing in life.
So
Whatever you think.
so with the season, we're into the kind of the end of February. And most people's riding season, unless you live in one of those wonderful states where you can ride 300 days a year, you're not able to get out on the bike yet. So just realize that as gloomy and as nasty as you think some stuff is, it's gonna get better. Like riding season is gonna get here. It may be a month or so before it gets to you. For you, up in the Chicagoland area, it may be 6 months before it gets to you, but it's eventually gonna get there, and you're gonna get back to enjoying what you like. You're gonna get back to enjoying what you're doing, and that works for people who are taking apart cars as a winter project. It's gonna get put back together, and you're gonna get to enjoy it. Eventually, it's just gonna take some work.
And I'll piggyback on that just a little bit more. Like, not just even for motorcycles. You know, that's life. You
Yeah.
know, yeah, it may be dark clouds over you right now.
What, dark
It
clouds?
may get better tomorrow. It may get better next week. It may get better next month. But you know what? It's always going to get better. Just you got to have a positive outlook on things. Just like, the doom and gloom with the motorcycle. You
Yeah.
may be doom and gloom in your life right now, but just know that it always could get better. There's a lot of craziness that's going on in this country right now. And I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because
Yeah.
that's like six
That's
episodes.
yeah, for sure.
Um, but just know that it's going to get better, and just take a back seat and enjoy the ride. See where it's going to take you because life's great.
There we go. So that's a wrap on episode number 7. We will see you guys next Tuesday.